Yeah, man, this is Bingy Life, you know, bigging up, yeah, man, radio station, you know, at the Blessed radio station, cultural radio station, and yeah, man, KCSB, yeah, man, FM, 91.9, yeah, man, one perfect love. Bless. Lady J, tell them, come!
Hi, I'm Philip Fraser, and you're in tune to Fire Pon Rome, 91.9 Kcsb FM radio with Lady J. So keep the dial locked. Don't move the dial. Keep it locked. Philip Fraser says so. I will never let it go. I will never. Hey.
KCSB FM, you know. Lady J, Fire Pon Rome, you know, 91.9. To the day that do that. Again, I Rasta children. Again, I Rasta children. We are the from Zion. Again, I are the from Zion. Living down here in Babylon, enduring the strife and tribulation. Say again, I not check for no vanity. I and I deal with humanity, enduring the strife and tribulation, with Jah guidance and protection. We lead the children of the Babylon to the promised land, Mount Zion, Mount Zion, Mount Zion. For Zion is a place for I and I to dwell. Hot fire go burn Babylon. Yeah, Lady J burn the hot fire Pon Rome still every time, you know. Large up KCSB FM every time. I ain't trying to man.
Yes, greetings and blessings to you all. Right now, the musical processions is just beginning on the Fire Pon Rome radio show, and we have so much good music in store for you. My name is Lady J, and I want to say give thanks for locking in to 91.9 FM KCSB radio and our online live stream at kcsb.org. You know, every week we bring you nothing but pure niceness, and tonight is definitely no different. So you already know we always make sure we set the musical foundation from the start, which is why you're hearing the Nyabinghi Heartbeat with Bob Marley and the Wailers. This is the Rastaman chant Nyabinghi on the Burning album from Tough Gong. And now this next artist is such a living legend, and we were all so overjoyed to see him bring original roots music and roots vibes to the Sierra Nevada World Music Festival last month. He's none other than Burning Spear. And what I love about this next song by Burning Spear is that it was actually his first debut single that was recorded for Studio One in 1969. So pay very close attention to the bass line because it's played by another living legend by the name of LEROY SIBBLES. Here's Burning Spear, Door Peep.
I, son of the Most High, Jah Rastafari. Our heart shall correspond and beat in one harmony. Sounds from the Burning Spear. shall not enter. These are all alone. We walk is on a true monster, sipping from the cup of peace. Chant down of Babylon, chant down Babylon, chant down of Babylon, chant down Babylon. Give thanks and praise, give thanks and praise, give thanks and praise, give thanks and praise to the whole man of creation. Chant down of Babylon, chant down Babylon, chant down Babylon, chant down Babylon. Give thanks and praise, give thanks and praise, give thanks and praise, give thanks and praise to the whole man of creation.
Yes, this is Burning Spear, Door Peep. And again, Burning Spear on this track is accompanied by the great musicians like saxophonist Roland Alfonso and, of course, bassist extraordinaire LEROY SIBBLES in the song called Door Peep. But, you know, when it was released in 1969 on Studio One, it was called Door Peeper. And I thought this song was, you know, particularly important to showcase because not only was it Burning Spear's debut single released on Studio One, but I feel it necessary to also not just highlight the singer, but also the players of instruments, again, including those like Roland Alfonso and LEROY SIBBLES. Now remember, LEROY SIBBLES also laid bass lines for another Burning Spear song called Creation Rebel, so you may want to check that out. But please, let's take note that LEROY SIBBLES joined in the bassline instrumentation for another debut song and reggae anthem by the harmony vocal trio called the Abyssinians. Here's their debut song, Sata Masagana.
Throne and he rules us all. Look into the book of life and you will see that he rules us all. That he rules us all. of lies. Sit upon his throne and he rules us all. Look into the book of life and you will see that he rules us all. That he rules us all. There is a land far, far away where there's no night, there's only day. Look into the book of life and you will see that there's a land far, far away. That there's a land far, far away.
Yes, the Abyssinians, they sing the reggae anthem Satamasagana, which actually means give thanks and praise. And, you know, this was their first song that the trio ever recorded. As I mentioned before, the talented musician Leroy Sibbles is certainly responsible for this classic Satamasagana bass line. And again, Leroy Sibbles doesn't stop there. Let's hear him also on another Abyssinians hit, which happened to be their second release, as they make a declaration of rights. Yes, we love that the Abyssinians is making a declaration of rights with this hit song that was actually released in 1971. And what I did not mention is that not only was Leroy Sibbles on bass, but he also was the featured backing vocals on this track. And you may be wondering, wow, Lady J, you sure are talking a lot about Leroy Sibbles. Well, yes, I am. And here's why. Leroy Sibbles, he's such a veteran and such a foundational contributor to many of the beloved songs that we call our favorites. And so far, I've just only played a few songs. And, that's just a few that he's laid bass lines for. We heard Burning Spear, Door Peep. We heard Abyssinian Satamasagana. And we're now hearing Abyssinian's Declarations of Rights. And Leroy Sibbles has said time and time again, I create the bass line that the bass men play. And basically that means that he's essentially a bass line originator, including this next all-time favorite from the crown prince of reggae, Dennis Brown, No Man is an Island.
No man is an island. No man stands alone. Treat each man as a brother, and remember each man's dream as your own. Now we need one another, oh yes, and we ought to try to be friends. Each man has a brother, and each man has a friend. You can't live in this world all by yourself. No, 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 you can't make it alone. And just as sure as you try to make it by yourself, you're gonna wake up and find you're gonna need somebody else. No man is an island, oh yes. No man stands alone. Treat each man as a brother, and remember each man's dream as your own.
Yes, words so true. No man is an island, and definitely no man stands alone. Here you have 13-year-old Dennis Brown singing these powerful words and lyrics in 1970, doing it for Studio One. And again, it was Dennis Brown's debut song, and it features the exceptional Jamaican musician, again, Leroy Sibbles. Now, what I really want you to know about Leroy Sibbles is that he's on the West Coast right now. And he's preparing for an amazing performance at the Dub Club on this Saturday at Echoplex. And I'm so excited about this stage show because he's a living legend in reggae that will be performing live on the Dub Club stage. Again, this Saturday, July 15th, 2023. And all the details are on Dub Club LA on Instagram. Now, this next song was made popular by Sean Paul and Sasha back in 2002, but you know how Lady J loves to go straight to the source. Here's the godfather of rocksteady in his 1967 song, I'm Still in Love with You. Again, with the bass line by none other than Leroy Sibbles. You're at 91.9 FM, KCSB Radio. I'm Lady J. Here's Alton Ellis.
I'm still in love with you, girl. I'm still in love with you, girl. I'm still in love with you, girl. Now I'm still in love. I'm still in love with you. You don't know how to love me, not even how to kiss me. I don't know why, my baby. I'm still in love. I'm still in love with you, girl. Yes, I am. I'm still in love with you, girl.
Yes, now we all love rocksteady music, and we certainly love this rocksteady song by Alton Ellis, I'm Still in Love with You. And remember, the rocksteady genre, it serves as like a bridge between ska and reggae, because, you know, there was first ska, then rocksteady, and then came reggae. Well, but first it was mento, let's say that. Mento, ska, rocksteady, then reggae. And, you know, the peak of rocksteady was definitely, I would say, in the late 60s. So 66, 67, 68, I would say even 69. In fact, let's hear this next 1969 rocksteady track from the distinctive falsetto voice of Cornell Campbell as he sings Queen of the Minstrel. Again, Leroy Sibbles controlling this classic bass line. Yes, Cornell Campbell and the Eternals singing Queen of the Minstrel on this Studio One song released in 1969. And if you had any doubt about the credit worthiness, or rather the baseline worthiness of Leroy Sibbles, then I'm here to prove and showcase the vast array of memorable songs that has, you know, a touch of Leroy Sibbles baseline instrumentation. So even this next song is such a rarity. Here's the Mad Lads in their 1971 Studio One track called 10 to 1.
For
can't help myself. I just can't help myself. Your love is all I crave. That's why strangely I behave, knowing that I never share your love. I love lost, and it said never be gone. Never be gone. No matter what I do, yeah, I'm still on living you on. 10 to 1, 10 to 1. There is no difference in what they say. My heart's for the same old way. I just can't wear your loveliness like this. My pardon to you, made for being what I am. I just can't help myself. I just can't help myself. I just can't help myself. It appears that
Yes. From the top of the hour, you've heard nothing but pure classics from many reggae artists that have had their songs graced by the bass line of Jamaican musician LEROY SIBBLES. And remember, you can see LEROY SIBBLES live and direct this Saturday, July 15th at the Dub Club in LA. And of course, all the details are at Dub Club LA on Instagram. Now, we remember this next singer was a member of the Paragons, and before he established his solo career, he was singing with the Paragons. His name is John Holt, and every bit of this next song rings true. I Want a Love I Can Feel. Here's John Holt with the bassline features from LEROY SIBBLES. You're at 91.9 FM, KCSB Radio, Santa Barbara. I'm Lady J.
Don't want to be going by something
Now, even though this song was originally sang by the American soul group called The Temptations, they sang it for Motown back in 1963, it's certainly no surprise that John Holt added his Studio One style to the song when he recorded it back in 1970. And this is his rendition of the song A Love I Can Feel, which was actually the title track of his album. Now, as we continue to highlight all the classics and highlight the contributions of Leroy Sibbles, we must not forget this next song by the Cables. What kind of world are we living in?
What kind of world am I living in? Is it a world without love? What kind of land am I living in? Is it a land without love? I can't be happy. Everything I've tried is always someone wanna hurt me. Why can't we love one another? Why can't we help each other? It is a fact we want to better in life, but that doesn't say to hurt our brother.
Yes, we moved from the Cables singing What Kind of World Are We Living In to Carlton and the Shoes singing Love Me Forever. And I always say that the work of Leroy Sibbles is underrated and under-acknowledged. And I'm here to make you know just a few songs that his remarkable bass line has touched, including, this obvious favorite. Here's Barris and Buju, Pull It Up. Pull up the vibes. Can you play some more? I'm Lady J. You're at 91.9 FM, KCSB Radio.
Trust man, the dancer. Pull up the vibes that you're playing. Can you play some more? Can you play some more? Lift it up, jack it up, pull it up, come again. Can you play some more? Can you play some more? Rocking in the corner with all the lights and sun low. Can't express how me glad me come on. I never seen so much good vibes flow. Everyone inside is like family, yeah. I see no strangers around. The old massive is here, and tonight we don't care. Kill the violence that make me rock it instead. Jump up aloud, every man get red now. Pull up the vibes that you're playing. Can you play some more? Can you play some more? Lift it up, jack it up, pull it up, come again. Can you play some more? Can you play some more? Scary and the one named Skeleton. Them know everything when I go on. Never rope them in and we can't find out if my brethren them in the land. Everywhere I look is fear skanking. I see no statue around, yeah. Every massive is here, and tonight we don't care. Kill the violence that make me rock it instead. Jump up aloud, every man get red now. Pull up the vibes that you're playing. Can you play some more? Can you play some more? Lift it up, jack it up, pull it up, come again. Can you play some more? Can you play some more? Yes, you got me rocking in a corner with all the lights and sun glow. Can't express how me glad me come on. I never seen so much good vibes flow. Everyone inside is like family, yeah. I see no strangers around, and every massive is here. And tonight we don't care. All the violence that make me rock it instead. Jump up around, every man get red now. Pull up the vibes that
Yes, pull up the vibes. And I bet you did not know that Leroy Sibbles created the bass line for Pull It Up. Yes, it's true, and give thanks for that. Now, guess what? He also created the super famous bass line for the UK band Musical Youth. Here's Pass the Dutchie.
This generation rules the nation with version. Songs to really make you rub and scrub.
Pass the dutchie on the left hand side. Pass the dutchie on the left hand side. It have a bun. It have a done. You know, it was a cool and lonely, breezy afternoon.
How does it feel when you got no food?
You could feel it 'cause it was the month of June. street and went out for a walk.
How does it feel when you got no food?
As I passed the dreadlocks camp, I heard them say,
How does it feel when you got no food?
pass the dutchie on the left hand side. Pass the dutchie on the left hand side. It a go bun.
Give me the music, make me jump and prance.
It a go done.
Give me the music, make me rockin' at the dance. Bang bang middling, bang middling, bang 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 middling, bang middling, middling, bang.
So I stopped to find out what was going on.
How does it feel when you got no food?
Cause the spirit of Jah, you know he leads you
How does
on.
it feel when you got no food?
There was a ring of jets and the session was there in
How
swing.
does it feel when you got no food?
And you could feel the chill as I seen and heard them
How
say,
does it feel when you got no food?
pass the dutchie on the left hand side. Pass the dutchie on the left hand side. It a go bun.
Give me the music, make me jump and prance.
It a go done.
Give me the music, make me
Jano.
rockin' at the dance. Me say listen to the drum and me say listen to the bass. Give me little music, make me wind up me waist. Me say listen to the drum and me say listen to the bass. Give me little music, make me wind up me waist. I say
Pass the dutchie on the left hand side. Pass the dutchie on the left hand.
Yes, past the Dutchie. And you know, with all the songs you've heard tonight throughout the show, all of them have featured none other than the accomplished bassist LEROY SIBBLES. But not only is LEROY SIBBLES a phenomenal musician, as we can clearly see and hear, but he also is, you know, an exceptional songwriter, an exceptional producer and singer. And what people mostly know LEROY SIBBLES for is his work as a foundational member and lead singer called the Heptones. Let's hear the Heptones' first Studio One single, Fatty Fatty.
I need a fat girl, fat girl tonight. I need a fat, a very, very fat girl, fat girl tonight. I'm in the mood, girl. I'm in the mood. I need some food, some food. Oh, I need some food. I'm feeling rude. I'm feeling rude. I say no. When you feel it, girl, you're gonna say it is so nice. I said no. When you feel it, girl, you're gonna say it is so nice. Girl, I know you want it. I say you want it tonight. And you're gonna get a lot of it. Get it tonight. Oh, get it galore, girl. Get it galore. You won't want no more, no more. Want no more, and that's for sure. That's for sure. See the no, see the fatigue, see that how you feel it, see that how you like it, see that I hypnotize you. So nice, alright, so nice. I know you.
Yes, big up the Heptones with the song Fatty Fatty. This is the Heptones with lead singer LEROY SIBBLES as they sing Fatty Fatty, and this song was their first song recorded for Studio One in 1966, and it was actually banned in Jamaica in 1967, which is crazy because in this song, the Heptones basically livicate or dedicate the song to the full-figured woman. Anyway, we love Fatty Fatty, and I hope that LEROY SIBBLES sings this song live and direct on this Saturday at the Dub Club in LA. And another song I want to hear live is the I Hold the Handle song. Here's LEROY SIBBLES and the Heptones, I Hold the Handle. Yes, one of my favorite rhythms, I Hold the Handle, and you're hearing lead singer LEROY SIBBLES and the Heptones sing I Hold the Handle. And again, many of the songs you've heard tonight gives us so much excitement about what's to come this Saturday, July 15th, as LEROY SIBBLES takes to the Dub Club stage at the Echoplex in Los Angeles. So definitely make sure you get all the details at Dub Club LA on Instagram. And it's going to be a one-of-a-kind show because essentially LEROY SIBBLES is the bass creator to many Studio One rhythms and Studio One songs, from Bob Andy to Alton Ellis to Ken Booth to John Holt to Dennis Brown and Burning Spear, and just scores of others. And he truly is a jack of all trades. And as we mentioned earlier, it makes sense that he states, I create the bass line that bass men play. So make sure you don't miss this bass man extraordinaire, this talented singer and songwriter and producer and musician, right here in Los Angeles again this Saturday, July 15th, 2023 at the Dub Club Echoplex. Now, another stage show that I'm so looking forward to is none other than with the songstress HEMPRESS SATIVA. She actually just released her album, her brand new album called Sharka. And you are all cordially invited to the Sharka album release party. It's this Sunday, July 16th in Los Angeles at Hell Mail Studios on Melrose. And all the details of the show, of the album release party, can be found at HEMPRESS SATIVA on Instagram. Let's hear from HEMPRESS SATIVA now with her song Sound the Trumpet on the Sharka album.
Sound the trumpet, sound the harp. We're in a spiritual war. Soldiers near and far. You better be prepared. Sound the trumpet, sound the harps. We're in a spiritual war. Soldiers near and far. You better be prepared. Be prepared. Be prepared. Arms up your mind, that's a deadly weapon. If this battle is to be won, it's not weapons, it's not guns. We are wrestling not with the blood and flesh of humans, but with forces of evil as in heavenly realms. Principalities in these high and low places resist the dark world of demonic presence, consistently perpetuating a carnal concept to the youth, robbing their innocence. Sound the trumpet, sound the harps. We're in a spiritual war. Soldiers near and far. You better be prepared. Sound the trumpet, sound the harps. We're in a spiritual war. Soldiers near and far. You better be prepared. It's not a drill like come to warn the battlefield is in your yard. See them televise pure lies and advertise them propagandas. Transmit subliminal messages to disrupt your natural thoughts. Sensitize to immorality, them reject the spiritual laws. Lost, you know sit on the rabbit hole, the whole world slide and gone. More dependent on machine than them God self. The more technology advance. Even once after Jack Kingdom, but them never stood that chance. No, even the 21st century David still slew the giant. Sound the trumpets on the harps. We're in a spiritual war. Soldiers near and far. You better be prepared. Sound the trumpets on the harps. We're in a spiritual war.
Yes, we love HEMPRESS SATIVA. This is her new song, Sound the Trumpet, and you can see her perform this song and many more from her new album called Sharka at the Sharka album release party this Sunday, July 16th, again at the Hail Mel Studios, again in Los Angeles on Melrose. And of course, all information and details can be found on Instagram, HEMPRESS SATIVA. And don't forget the king of Caribbean comedy, Major Hype. He's in Los Angeles. He's on the West Coast. And you know, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. He'll be here this Friday, July 14th at the Miracle Theater in Los Angeles. And make sure you check out Major Hype on Instagram for even further details. Now, as we sound the trumpet and trot forward, I want you to remember just to stay blessed and, of course, to live in love. My name is Lady J. You've been tuned into 91.9 FM, KCSB Radio, Santa Barbara.
This is Empress Sativa, the lyrical machine representing for Lady J, Fire Pon Rome. Boom.
Lady J, Fire Pon Rome show. Turbulence of the future. Ethiopia, ways, ways, ways. All my daughters and son run come. Selassie him and the ruler for the throne. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah man, always remember, be strong in this time. Heed and rage when the righteous climb. Never let that get you down, keep your mind up. Pollute your brother, you pollute mankind. Remember, be strong in this time. Heed and rage when the righteous climb. Never let that get you down, keep your... I just Sizzla Kalonji, yeah man, Pon KCSB 91.9. Live it up.
Well, this is Anthony B, and you're tuned to the program Fire Pon Rome 91.9 FM KCSB. Remember, keep love strong.
Reggae music in control. Whoa, oh, oh, say sweet reggae music, Lord. Hey, check. You don't know some black here right now representing, and you tune into the KCSB, the 91.9 FM, you know what I mean? And don't tune yourself out, you see me? Bang.
Yeah, me know. This is Shepherd from St. Lucia, and you are tuned into Fire Pon Rome with Lady J, 91.9 FM, KCSB Radio in Santa Barbara. Big up on yourself and keep the fire burning. Blaze it up.